Good morning, you guys, it's Karen, and I thought I would come and talk about Watson's arthritis. We found out he had arthritis a few months back now. I haven't talked about it because he's had so many other things going on. He had another surgery to see if a lump was his cancer returned, which it wasn't, thankfully, but he's still recovering from this surgery. It's been difficult, and he's had a little infection in the wound and whatnot. But we did find out that he has arthritis in both of his elbows. So his front two legs, he has arthritis, and I have been formulating a plan to address that, if you like. And I thought it would be useful to share it with you. It's stuff that I have talked to the vet about. I had a telephone conversation to discuss this plan with her and see what she thought and see if there was any tweaks she wanted to make to it. Number one, exercise modification is one of the things that's recommended, but thankfully with Watson it's not required, and that's because he doesn't run about like crazy. Although I may put videos up of him sometimes doing zoomies and sometimes playing with his friend Lola, he doesn't play very much. He has a play with his walker sometimes, but he doesn't chase a ball or anything. And so I think it's mostly, if your dog chases a ball constantly, you would have to reduce or stop that, or if they were running about like crazy for the whole time they were out. But when Watson's with the walker or when he's with us, we take it at such a pace that he can walk as slow as he likes. If he's walking slowly, we can sometimes just sit down and he can, sit and chew on a stick or something. And so there was no reason to change really what he was doing. So he's still getting a good 3 hours of walking a day, but it's sort of at his pace. One of the things I will be reintroducing for Watson is swimming. I need to figure out exactly where I'm going to take him, because there's two options for us. We've got one that's a really long drive away. I say really long drive, it's an hour each way, or an hour and 15 minutes each way. And it's really good. I really like the girl. It's a cash payment, but I don't think that one would be covered by our insurance, which is not a problem, but it's a long way to drive, and it's a problem for me with my migraines and my neck driving that far. My husband may be able to do it, but it would end up eating into our family day, because we'd only be able to do it at the weekends then. There's another place that does it, but they don't get in the pool with him. He doesn't enjoy that place as much, but they do a little bit of physio beforehand. I don't know, but swimming is not something Watson enjoys, but it's definitely something that you can do to help your dog. So have a look into swimming. You might be surprised it might be covered under your insurance. I know Pet Plan cover complementary therapies, and Hydrotherapy is one of them. Also, you might want to look into whether it's actually swimming or walking on a treadmill underwater that is best for your dog. That's again something I need to look into. The reason I haven't looked into which one is best at the moment and which place I'm going is because I need his wound to completely heal before he starts doing all of that. But swimming is something that we will definitely be doing, and I'm 100% sure will help. I think when you get a diagnosis of arthritis, it can be very upsetting, because you might immediately think, that's it, they can't walk anymore, their life is not going to be as good, because you think this is what their life is. Their life is enjoying walks. Dogs enjoy their walks. That's what their daily life is, isn't it? It's going out in the fresh air, it's sniffing about, it's running about, and for some of them it's playing with a ball, etc. But I would say that I have heard so many success stories that I think if you do any or some of these, you'll be surprised at how good a life they can have and how surprisingly enjoyable their life can be, even with severe arthritis. I know somebody that their retriever has severe arthritis in their spine and couldn't even poop, it was so painful, but now he's like running after deer and doing everything he used to do. Number 3 is red light therapy. I do always see an advert in magazines for this device that you can buy, which is really crazily expensive, but I use my own red light device. This is by Care Lamps. I have talked about this on my beauty channel, but I bought this for so many reasons. I bought this for my own anti-aging purposes, because you can sit in front of this and it is anti-aging. I bought this for my own arthritis. I have arthritis in my knees and my elbows and hands and whatnot, and it's really helpful. It's been really helpful with my knees, and I also use it on Watson. I've used it on his hip before. I've used it when he's had an injury, just a soft tissue injury, because it helps with wound healing, but it is really good to help with arthritis. And so this is something that you can just sort of stand in front of him, and sometimes he's okay, I can just put it on and he'll just sleep and let it, you know, go away, because it's a little bit warm but it's not hot, but other times he's kind of wants to move away from it, so I'll just sit and occasionally give him little pieces of pork so that he sits and tolerates it. But I also have this handheld one, and I've used this on him as well. That's what it looks like. Can you see that red light coming from there? And that one is a little 3-minute treatment, and that one is more targeted and obviously not quite as invasive, but you do need to sit and hold this on it, and it's a 3-minute treatment. So because it's on his elbows, I can actually do like 3 minutes on either elbow if I don't want to sit with that great big thing in front of him, but this one is more powerful. I'll link to both of these for you, obviously. I am going to look into laser treatment as well. The golden retriever that I mentioned had laser treatment, and I don't know how that compares to red light treatment, so I think that might be something I consider if it ever gets worse, but currently it's easily manageable. You know, he's not limping at all at the moment. He's just occasionally we'll see like, okay, it looks like he's getting a little bit tired on that leg, and so we'll just slow things down and do all of these treatments, but if it ever gets more severe, I might look into laser treatment. The next thing that we're looking at is his weight. It's something that we've always kind of struggled. Have we struggled to keep on top of it? We've not struggled, we've just not really focused on it. But when we do really focus on Watson's weight, then he gets down to a more ideal weight, you know, but he's never been overweight. They say that 4 or 5 is the ideal body score, and I think once he's gone up to a 6, when he's been to the cancer centre, when he has his checkup, they score him higher than our vets do, it seems. They want him to be skinnier. But he normally, even from them, gets a body score of a 5, which is right in the middle, but it's sort of the top end of the middle. So I'll look to getting him as slim as I can while still doing all of his training, you know, with pork and whatnot. But I think that there's times, and that has happened recently, where I've just given him more treats and he's had less walking. He's had less walking because of the arthritis, because of the limping, because of the heat, and because of his surgery. And as a result of that, he's been here and has had more games at home, you know, and find its and things like that. So I just need to be more careful, and we're going to try and reduce his weight, because reducing in weight is a really useful thing for arthritis. The next thing is lifting him in and out of, no, not in and out, lifting him out of the car and the van. There's no point with us getting ramps anywhere in the house, because we talked about getting one for him to climb on the beds, but he doesn't very often get on the sofa, but he does sometimes. But he's got the day bed, what we call it, the day bed, the one in the spare room, and the main bed. He gets on it at various times, and I could pretty much guarantee if we put a ramp, he would just go around it and jump up on the bed. You know, it's not like it hurts him to jump up. It's not at that stage at all. He doesn't want us to lift him up. He wants to jump up, so he wouldn't use a ramp. And also we just never know, like I said, when he's going to go up there. It's more important to us to lift him when he's getting down from somewhere, because when he jumps up on the bed, it's a nice soft landing. When he gets off, say, the sofa, he's landing, although the carpet is quite soft, he's landing on his front 2 legs, and that's where his arthritis is. So we're trying to, if we can see he's about to get off the sofa, we're lifting him down. We're lifting him out of the car. We're making sure we do that. Happy for him to jump in the car, because again, he's landing on the softness in the back. But lifting him out means he's not landing on those 2 elbows with the arthritis. And we've asked the walker to do the same when taking him out of the van, if they can lift him out so he doesn't land on those 2 front legs. I had a think about Watson's sleeping arrangements, but Watson is somebody that has so many different beds and so many different places he sleeps. He has got a really good mattress in his crate that is a supportive foam crate mattress that I think is really good. I will link that for you, because it's somewhere he loves to sleep, and I wonder if it's because of how supportive that is. Also the bed in the living room he does love, and it's very supportive. But that one, I don't know if I can link it for you. I'll try to link it, but it was from the range, so it wasn't an expensive one at all. No, it wasn't even from the range, it was from B&M. So I'll see if I can link that for you. And the last one is supplements. And so the supplements that we I will be continuing to use is green-lipped mussel. That's something that I have used over the years, but I haven't been consistent, so I need to be more consistent with that. But I will also be using turmeric and salmon oil again when I to be more focused with it, because I have used it but not consistently. Turmeric I've used myself and I haven't found that useful, to be honest, but there's something else that I've ordered called Joint Aid. I don't know if any of you have heard of it, but I wanted to let you know it's a particular brand that we met somebody out walking and she was telling me about it, and her little dog was looked very, very healthy, and it was the same age as Watson, and she told me about this supplement, and I looked it up and it has amazing reviews, and so I'm going to try this. It's a sort of sprinkle, I think, that you put on their food, so I don't know whether Watson will eat it, that's the only thing, but it sounds really, really good, and it has MSM in it, which is something I would be interested in trying for Watson as well. So I'll link that for you because that sounds really, really good. There is the cutest German Shepherd puppy out here. Oh my goodness me. Oh my God. Okay, I did actually just desert you, yes, and I went to see that puppy. He's called Rab. He's 10 weeks old. Oh my goodness, he was adorable, absolutely adorable. So I can't wait to see more of him. What was I telling you? Supplements. Yeah, this Joint Aid. I'm going to try this Joint Aid, and yeah, I think that's all the supplements I'm going to try. I was saying that I had tried turmeric for myself and it didn't work that well, but it's supposed to be a good anti-inflammatory, and Watson, like myself, can't take your typical anti-inflammatories because if your dog's tummy is okay, then he can take meloxicam, and meloxicam is an amazing drug for dogs to take as an anti-inflammatory, and that will help no end. I know that the retriever is taking meloxicam, but it is really quite tough on their stomach, you know, unless they've got a really hardy stomach. It's one that you need to consider alternatives, and so that's why I would use turmeric instead of that. There are, of course, other things that you can use as well. Librela is an injection that dogs can get. I think it's a monthly injection, and it is, I believe it's a monoclonal antibody, kind of like the one that Watson already gets for his allergies. But again, I won't need to consider that until he gets to the point where he's limping again. He's only been limping a little bit, and we're not even 100% sure it was due to this arthritis. But the arthritis has been discovered on X-ray, so I can now treat it, you know. So like Librela, I've had many success stories about, and like I said, it's a monthly injection that takes a few months to kick in, but when it does, it works really, really well. So I think that's all there is to tell you. That's all the things on my list currently. If there's anything else that you think I should be doing, anything else that you've done, anything else that you're considering doing, or that you think I should look into and you'd like me to do a video on, let me know, because any ideas are welcome. I've thought about going to a vet physio because I've got a card of one that I met on a course I did. I did a dog behavioural course and met a vet physio, not a vet physio, a physio. She's not a vet, she's a physio. And I thought about going to her. Watson's I've taken him to a little massage session before, and even with the physio that he had before his swimming, he's quite uncomfortable with lying down and, you know, that kind of thing. So I don't know how well that would go. And I know bits of physio. I was taught bits of physio by the physiotherapist at the hydrotherapy session that I can do myself at home with him, and I have a kind of little chart and whatnot. So I'll be doing that as well with him at home. But and what's the other thing I'd considered? Reiki, even though I'm not really a believer, but yeah, I would consider anything for my Watson. So yeah, let me know any ideas, any questions you have, and I will speak to you again soon.